A little bit of the bubbly.
So I've been here 8.5 for my son. I told you when I first got here, I keep looking each and every day further and further up that ladder, and things getting better and better. For the old nasty dog.
Oh my God!
Aaron Whitlow.
Brandon Spivey, and we are the Markout Movie Podcasters. And on today's episode, we are discussing WrestleMania 40.
WrestleMania 40. Would you call this the biggest WrestleMania of all time? Or would you still say WrestleMania? Which one? I would say WrestleMania with Hogan and Rock is the biggest WrestleMania of all time.
18?
18, yeah.
I feel like that was like in modern, well, it's not even modern today, but back when it happened, I thought that was like the biggest match that they did for many, many years. I still go 17 is the biggest WrestleMania or the best WrestleMania ever. But I tell you this, that night 2 was special.
Night 2 blew Night 1 out the water.
Oh, yes. Night 1 was decent, I thought, but I liked 4 of the 7 matches. When we get to the 6-woman tag, I can't even tell you what happened. I forgot. I know Jade won, but I forgot. I don't remember one thing that happened in that match.
Yeah.
I didn't go to the bathroom either. It was forgettable.
All right. Let's see. So I'll let you go ahead and kick it off with the Night 1.
Night 1. First match, Rhea Ripley was defending the women's world title against Becky Lynch. Did you have I don't recall if you said you had high hopes for this match or not. Were you excited for it? I know you weren't excited for the other women's match, but
I'm not huge on Becky Lynch. I like her, but I do like Rhea Ripley. And I always like Rhea's work. So
yeah,
I'm more, I like Rhea, and so I'm always there for Rhea. I wish she had better competition. I feel, because I'm not Becky Lynch. I don't feel that Becky's a man like she thinks she is. So.
I mean, she was a few years ago. I was a big fan of hers a few years ago. Then after that whole the man thing died down, I truly saw her for the wrestler she was, and she's not great. Like, I would say she's the worst 4 horsewomen. I don't think she's in Bayley's league. I definitely don't think she's in Charlotte or I'm gonna call her Sasha.
Yeah, Sasha.
I think she's the worst. I think she just got over because Nia Jax broke her nose, which was part of a storyline leading up to Royal Rumble, I think. But yeah.
So was that a shoot, or did she really break her nose?
She really broke her nose.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how her popularity began.
But also with that being said, I'm just gonna throw this out. Nia Jax is not the best in-ring worker. Like she's dangerous. So not in like her character's dangerous. I'm just saying that she can be sloppy. You know what I mean? Like as far as her in-ring stuff, where she can hurt you.
Which is a good thing.
But I mean, like
for a character, it's a good thing for a character.
For a character, but bad is for you if you're trying to protect your person you work with. Same thing about Seth. Seth has gotten better, but Seth used to be reckless as well, and hurt people. So,
I mean, I like Nia though. I think she's done a lot better as far as work since she's returned. But yeah, she didn't. I don't even think she. Do they even have a women's battle royal?
No,
I know they
don't
didn't
think.
on. I know they didn't on the show, but I didn't know if they had one on SmackDown or not. But yeah, I mean, going into this match though, I thought it was going to be good. I thought Rhea was going to carry it, which she did. But it nowhere compares to Rhea and Charlotte from last year. That may have been like one of the better women's wrestling matches of all time, if I'm being honest. But this one, I thought it was entertaining. I thought it was fun. It had some good moments, but Becky she just underperforms.
Yeah.
In big moments here lately, at least.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe Becky or is somewhere else as far as like with a child and everything, being married and all that, and maybe even thinking about Seth, her husband, because he's facing time out to heal better, heal properly. But yeah, I just feel like I didn't see Becky uh, going over. I didn't see her going over, so she didn't. I'm glad Ripley won, and I won't. I
Yeah,
think they're gonna probably set up for Ripley and maybe I don't know Jay. I don't know who they were.
I think that's coming. I don't.
Yeah,
I think it's
but
gonna
we'll talk about that.
come.
We'll
I
talk
think
about
that's
that.
gonna be like next year's WrestleMania. I think she's gonna hold the title for 2 years before she gives it up. But
Yeah,
yeah, but yeah, I mean, it was an entertaining match. I mean, it was fun, but it did its job for an opener. It got
yeah.
the crowd excited. Which
I give. I'm sorry.
go ahead, go ahead.
I was gonna say I give it. I guess I give it 2 markouts out of 5. It's
Oh,
like two and a
two.
half, 2.5, 2.5. It was interesting. It got you ready for the rest of the card. But
I'll
I
go
give it.
a tad bit higher. I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5.
Okay.
I thought it was a really fun match. I thought it was a great opener. It wasn't the best, but I thought it was pretty good. I mean, for opening night one. Up second, we had the men's tag team titles on the line in a 6-pack challenge ladder match, which I am actually going to have to look this one up because I don't remember the team's names.
We had Johnny Gargano and Tommaso
Oh,
Ciampa,
I
who is
hated the
DIY.
cosplay. Hated the
Yeah,
cosplay.
yeah. And then our Truth and the Miz, which is Awesome Truth. Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, which is New something Republic. I don't know.
New Catch
Uh,
Republic.
New Catch Republic, and then your boys, Grayson Waller and
Right.
Austin Theory, which is Party Down Under, something like that.
I just had it on there. A-Town Down Under.
A Town Down Under,
Yeah.
and then of course New Day. Yes, it is. Which
Is
New
it
Day?
though?
No, without Big E. They don't feel like New Day without Big E. Honestly, in my opinion, um, I, I wish that new Big E could be more a part of it, even if in a managerial sense.
Yeah.
But or they should just go ahead and let New Day die. I don't know. Big E's doing good on
Well,
like at the pre-show stuff, and I hope that he can continue maybe calling actual matches.
yeah.
You know,
But if they let New Day die, I think that's the end for Xavier Woods. Like, I think he would get released.
hmm.
I don't think his character is over enough to go solo. And I mean, Kofi is Kofi. He's gonna be fine. We didn't when we talked about who was rising. I mean, Kofi's like the Miz. He's like Sheamus, Nakamura. They can use him in big moments if they choose to. But Xavier, I just feel would be lost without
Yeah.
Kofi. But yeah, I thought this match was fun. It wasn't.
We forgot Judgment Day.
Oh yeah,
Finn Balor.
Judgment Day. Nobody cares about Judgment Day. We'll care later. We'll care night 2 about Judgment Day.
Yeah.
But no, I really thought this match was fun, and I remember you picked Down Under to win the SmackDown titles. And I was like, well, if they go in that direction, I agree with you. But I didn't think they were going to, have SmackDown have a champion in Raw. I thought they was going to combine them. But I'm glad they didn't, because the tag team division is really good these days. And a lot of teams don't get to showcase it, but they have a lot of good teams.
So so R-Truth then won the Raw titles, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. And then Down Under, A-Town Down Under.
SmackDown.
Like,
yeah.
I'm glad it's no longer unified. Because I don't know. I will say this real quick about WWE. I feel like they have great people on the roster, but I feel like the roster is really bloated, and some people are not being properly utilized. You think about Shinsuke, he hasn't been properly utilized. He's just at one point he was dominant. Asuka felt was dominant. And I feel like they just now they're like glorified jobbers, man.
It's why I've said it in the past that they should do their own separate pay-per-views, because they have too much talent. You're not going to get everybody on one solid pay-per-view. You're not. And I know it doesn't do well, but I feel that's what they're global. I think they can lose money on pay-per-views and still be just fine, because they're going to make so much money. I mean, you look at the overseas, what they're doing over there, and plus merchandise sales. I mean, plus the network deal. It's just, I feel like they could lose a little bit, but I do feel they do need 2 pay-per-views. But but I thought this match was fun overall. I just thought it had too many people in it. Like you get lost real quick. But I did mark out when Grayson got those SmackDown titles. Man, I jumped up. I was happy for him. I wasn't very happy for Austin Theory. I'm not a big fan of his. He's grown on me a little. I know you're big on him, but I was so happy for Grayson.
Mainly big with Austin. I like his in-ring work. He's not by any sense my favorite new guy. I would say, I'm be honest, and we'll talk about it later, but Logan Paul is like by far one of my favorite new guys. I think it's like he's made for wrestling, man.
I agree.
He's just a pure talent when it comes to wrestling. I will say, I want to say that I'm glad Awesome Truth won. I'm glad that R-Truth himself, Ron Killings, was able to get a WrestleMania moment. And actually, like, it's been a long time coming. He's been in WWE since, 2002? And
for a little bit, then he went to TNA.
But he still is able to, and he's more comedic relief, but it's not stale. He does what he's doing is not stale. It's still funny, and so
he was great. I love that he got tagged into a ladder match. I did. I love that moment. But here's my problem. I will say here's one problem I had with this match. Finn Balor is supposed to be a superstar, right? Mm-hmm. And he feels anything but a superstar.
You know what? I agree with you. I feel like out of everybody in Judgment Day, Finn Balor is, and it's sad to say, Finn Balor is the weakest link out of everybody in Judgment Day. And it's sad because even the guy that's not technically a part of Judgment Day kind of outshines him, and it's weird. But that, I would say Dom is the biggest part of Judgment Day. Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley, and then the other guy maybe, and then Finn. Finn is lost in the shuffle. Finn used to be like this guy that you got excited to see when he left. But I think that, unfortunately, WWE hasn't really used him properly.
No, they haven't. And I don't know if he did anything outstanding. I don't remember him, to be honest, in this. I mean, I know he was in the match, but I don't remember if he did anything noteworthy. Priest didn't really do anything either, not until night 2. But he had his moment. I think that's the point. But it's just, I feel bad for Finn because I think he's a great talent. He's a great character. But it's just sad because he went from wrestling Edge last year to this, and you could see his characters went down a lot in a year. It's really sad. I hope. Here's what I hope. I hope for him personally. I hope he gets kicked out of Judgment Day. He gets jealous that Priest is the champion, and they feud. That's what I hope happens.
You hope that it kind of goes evolution.
Yeah.
So speaking of evolution and Triple H, so we glossed over it. You said Gargano and Ciampa, they were wearing cosplayed DX type of gear.
Yeah.
And it was confusing at first when they came out because I was like, what, DX? And that's what I immediately was thinking. But I don't know, man. First of all, I didn't know they were back together. I had no idea that they were back
they've been back. I'm not sure how long. I want to say around 4 to 5 months, but
I like them better. I'm gonna be honest. I like them better in NXT, and
they were better.
And I feel like they should not just call people up to the other brands, but let NXT be its own thing, and really just be its own brand, like truly be its brand. Not don't look at it as like a developmental, even though it is in a sense. But I think you can get people that's not really getting shine, put them there in NXT, and they can do a little bit better. Put Shinsuke there or some, like give them shine there. That way they can get a little bit more work. I feel like that would be a good little thing.
Shinsuke keeps going in the direction he's going in. He's likely to find himself back at NXT.
Yeah, or I could see him not renewing or whatever and going back to Japan or something. Because like really, like at this point, man, Shinsuke and Asuka, I'm gonna throw Asuka out there too. Hasn't really been putting Asuka in Damage Control has been the worst mistake I think they've done for her character in a long time.
Yeah, thing about her though, they haven't actually done her right since she was called up. I know she's been champion a couple times, but her character took a massive hit when she got called up. If she was the same character she was in NXT, same thing with Shinsuke, they'd be top faces and heels of the WWE right now. They just would. It's. I know Vince McMahon was kind of responsible for all that stuff, but Triple H is in charge now, and I really hope he sets things right with those with them two in particular. But it just doesn't look like it's going to happen.
I think, and this is going to be, say controversial, and we'll get back to it, but the card. But I think that for the most part, with all the bloatedness of the roster and people that that you're not going to really use, it's okay to go ahead and let some people go, or then that way you can take people and then maybe make their character a little bit differently. Like that. I forget his name, the big heavyset trucker looking guy. Like he's big. He was with he's with
I got two guys on my head right now, but
he's with Gable sometimes.
Oh, that dude.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, he hasn't been important since he lost Money in the Bank.
Yeah, and I'm saying like with him, like man, re-tailor his character, make him like you need a monster. You need a monster.
Well, I think
Braun Breaker may become that monster eventually.
Oh, he's definitely becoming one. I think Bronson Reed's going to be one too, and I think they just sent Ovar to NXT. That's who I thought you were talking about originally because he's now got the biker look.
Is that the Nigerian guy?
It's the Viking, but they changed his look completely now.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
What happened to the Omos?
He was in the Battle Royal, but he sucks, so they don't use him much.
That's what I said. They literally need to take like a big guy like that, put him in NXT, bring in Taker, or somebody that's big that knows how to move and work as a big man to work with him to get him to be a dominant big man. Right now, he reminds me of John Gonzalez. Oh,
Yeah.
he's big, but there's nothing there. Yeah, or bringing. I know Paul is with AEW, but if Paul wasn't, I would definitely bring him in to kind of work with guys to kind of make them
Well,
look better. So
if that ship keeps going down like it's been going,
he's,
I could
he's a,
see Paul and Mark Henry back in the WWE.
yeah, definitely.
But yeah, the next match was the tag team match. Rey Mysterio and Andre with Carlito, Cruz, Del Toro, Joaquin Wild, and Zelina against Santos Escobar, Dirty Dom with Angel, Berto, and Elektra Lopez.
It's Andrade. I didn't you say Andre. Andrade. I know you
He
don't know.
shouldn't have been in the match. This match didn't go it didn't go anyway like I thought it would.
Oh, by the way, we didn't give a rating for the last match. I say with the latter match, I give it about 3.
Yeah, I give it a 3. It was fun.
Yeah. And I changed my earlier score on the women's. I give it about 3.5 in the first match. I give it 3.5.
3.5. 3.5. There you go.
But yeah, because this match is pretty terrible.
It was terrible. It was awful.
Yeah, I like Dom, man. Dom and his father stuff. That's dead. That ship is so sailed. I wish that. I don't know. I'm not really interested in any of these characters, to be honest. I don't like Andrade. I really don't care.
I think he's a good wrestler. He's just his character. I don't know. I've never really I thought when he first came up to NXT and I saw him, I was like, okay, he's probably going to be the next Del Rio type character, but he really never lived up to that. And then of course he got fired or he left, whatever. He went to AEW, who did nothing with him. Now he's back, but his character is just stale. It's I don't care. You're a good wrestler, but I don't care. And they're putting you with Rey Mysterio. You don't deserve the spot for this storyline, and Carlito deserved it. And I do not know why they didn't put Carlito in the match. I do not know why Carlito didn't turn after not putting him in the match. I don't understand the storyline at all. I don't, because it seems like a perfect storm here.
You said Carlito was going to change.
I mean, he is going to turn on Ray. It's coming. I just don't understand why they didn't do it here. And Dom, he had no business being in this match. The only reason he was in it because he had nothing to do. It's
the last. I'm gonna be honest with you, man, and it's not. Hopefully, it don't sound bad, but the last, I guess Hispanic. Dom is one of my favorite.
Yeah, he's a great character. I mean,
but the last guy, honestly, the last Hispanic wrestler that I really truly actually was invested in was I forget his name now. The guy with the cars. And,
Del Rio.
Del Rio, Alberto Del Rio. I thought he was interesting, and these other guys just don't do it for me, man. I'm not really like Dom is interesting by himself. I love his heat. I love his being a heel. He's like you said, he's heel Guerrero, reborn, and I like that, but these other like Escobar, I don't really care.
I think his character died down rather fast. Like he was kind of big going into the Rumble, but it just died down after that. They waited too long for Ray to come back. And I love Ray. Ray's great, but Ray's really great when he has really commendable characters to work with. And these people he's working with today, they're not doing him any favors. I think they need to get rid of the LWO.
It
didn't work in WCW, really, and it's not working here. It's good that they got something to do, but at the end of the day, they're not really they're not accomplishing anything.
Yeah, I agree. This match, because I'm not gonna give it a low grade. I give it a low. It's gonna be a low grade, but it's gonna be worse So I'm gonna give it two.
Two.
Yeah, it's a. I like Dom, but it's about it that it had going for it.
I didn't really like anything about this match. I like seeing Ray. I like seeing Dom, but that's about it. I give it a 1.5.
It'd been better if they just straight up had a one-on-one with Dom and Ray. I'd rather have seen that. One-on-one, kind of like Owen, kind of like Brett, kind of a type of thing, but with father and son. I
But
think
the
that
story
would.
was Escobar, though. I mean, that was the story.
Nobody cares.
But, I mean, not at
Like,
that point. They didn't.
yeah, nobody cares, man. It's like, hey, you got Dom in there to kind of get more people interested in it. That's
Yeah.
the only reason. Because nobody cares about Escobar versus Mysterio. That wasn't doing it for you. You had to bring it down to kind of make it a little bit more interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was bad. It really was. Then it was, which I think this match was the worst match on the card for both nights. Jey
Yeah.
Uso versus Jimmy Uso, and I was hyped for this one. You weren't, but I
No.
was. I thought they were gonna knock it out of the park, and it was like watching the Young Bucks wrestle each other. That's what I compare it to. Too many super kicks. Just too many.
Listen, I would say this. I'm going to be honest. I feel like how Shawn Michaels made the super kick the finisher. Like when he hit sweet chin music, oh, he ain't getting up, or if the guy kicks out, you're like, oh my goodness, he kicked out, versus they do super kicks so often. Same with the Young Bucks. It's criticism. They do super kicks so often that it loses it. That's like if somebody was doing the tombstone every time you turn around, but not as a finisher, but just like to set up something else. It's dumb,
Yeah, I really, and it's noticeable. And even Undertaker has brought it up to Shawn Michaels. Man, they're ruining your finish. And he just kind of takes it. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing he can do. It's like he said, I made that move too good. So everybody does it now, and they overly do it. It's sad, really, because it was a great finisher, but I hate seeing it. But this match should have had so much heart in it.
Yeah.
It should have been so compelling. It should have been one of the better stories of the night, and I felt it was the absolute worst brother versus brother match I've ever seen.
Yeah,
I thought the story was so bad. I picked Jimmy to win, and I just thought that's how they were going to go with it. The Bloodline was going to have a great Saturday night, and what we saw Sunday was going to happen. But
that's how you called it, actually.
But this was a bad match. There was no heart. I was just thinking, though, I was like, I know they have talked about wrestling each other at WrestleMania, but did they really want it? Because I didn't feel it. I didn't feel, the passion between either one of them, to be honest.
They mentioned at the beginning. They mentioned they're talking about the like Brett, but it was maybe Brett and Owen, Matt and Jeff. As far as like siblings versus each other, which of course to me, Matt, Owen and Brett is. You felt the stakes of it. You felt like it was such a great match. And then Matt and Jeff is okay, but it's not the same thing. But with these two, you felt like they were. You didn't feel like they was really beefing with one another as much as you would, And the whole Yeet thing, so it just becomes. At that point, as an audience member, you're no longer really invested in action. You're just waiting to say Yeet or no Yeet or whatever. You're just waiting to say those little things. It's kind of like when Austin got, I love Austin, but with the what thing, eventually it's just, you're not even listening. It's just wanting to say what, So I just
we love to say what.
I'd rather say what than Yeet. you stupid. But I just felt like this was the worst match of the whole WrestleMania.
It was.
And, and I give it half a one.
Give it
Not
a
even
half a
like
star.
negative.
Honestly, I have to agree. I hate to agree, but I have to agree here. It gets a half star for me too. I was so disappointed in this match because I really had high hopes this could possibly steal the show, and it stunk up the show, especially night
Yeah.
one. It is what it is. But
Mhm.
I never want to see Jimmy and Jey Uso wrestle each other again. I absolutely never want to see it.
Yeah, I agree. Next match is Cargill, Naomi, and
Oh yeah.
Belair versus Damage Control. I didn't care. Also didn't care. I'll be honest with you. First of all, I didn't like their entrance. Where I think it was very. I don't know if they were trying to go for Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter or something. It just very. It reminded me of something like that. But also I'm not. I just don't. When you see Naomi, like first of all, Naomi is not as they hype her up, but I feel like she isn't as good or great as people make her out to be. Um, and then Cargill, I think that she they utilize matches like this to kind of show her off, but I don't feel like she has the skills that they want her to have. Whereas
Yeah.
I do believe that Belair uh, is as talented as they make her out to be.
Oh yeah.
Um,
I mean, I
but
don't like Belair as much, but yeah, she's a talented, you know, little lady. I hate the hair thing though. I just hate it. But yeah, she's clearly the most talented wrestler on her side.
mhm.
I always felt like they were going to bring in Jade. And I saw this around. You were hyping her up at the Royal Rumble, and I was like, I wasn't because I know what she's about. I saw her in AEW, and I was like, she's not that great,
Mm,
and she needs a lot of work. I think she should have went straight to NXT, but she's got star power, so she's not. I wasn't impressed. I don't really remember much about this match. It was forgettable. I felt they just threw crap all over Damage Control. And I don't even know why they're together anymore. They lost it. Every bit of momentum they had is gone.
yeah.
It's out the window. I mean,
Without Bailey in it, it doesn't really matter. It's
no,
like they should just they should, honestly kill their group, the break them up. I hope a draft happens soon or something
it
maybe
is.
where
It's happening.
because they need a break.
Here's another thing I hate about Asuka. More times than not, when she does get a spot at WrestleMania, it's in some kind of tag team match. More times than not, she rarely ever gets that one-on-one match. And I think, and this is just my personal opinion, I think she's the most talented women's wrestler on the roster. I think Rhea Ripley would be a close second, but I think Asuka's the best. I love her, but they don't treat her right, and we mentioned it earlier when we started this. Her and Shinsuke, they just don't do right. I hate that she's in these type of matches. She's better than this, and the other two girls I understand. I think they should have gave the title to Asuka, and it should have been Asuka and Bailey. I think that'd been 10 times the better story and match. Not saying the match wasn't good. I liked the match. I thought it was good, but I hate how they do Asuka. Yeah, half a star.
Yeah,
Half a star. I do like it a little bit better than Jay and Jimmy, though.
yeah, I agree. Now Matthew Carter mentions that about Samantha Irvin or whatever in her announcement. We'll get to that, Matthew. And he also mentioned that he meant to say Rhea Ripley. He also likes Asuka, and he texted her twice. But it's not going to respond because language barriers, maybe. I don't know.
It's not her.
Or it's not her. If she responds, don't fall for it. It's not. It's not her. Yeah. So the next match, what is it?
Sami
Oh,
Zayn challenges Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship, and this is where I felt WrestleMania Night 1 truly kicks off.
let me tell you something. Somebody said something, and okay, I posted this. I said I'm happy for Sammy on Facebook, and but I'm a Gunther guy. I posted it, and somebody said in the comments that they felt like they really screwed over Gable and not letting him run with this and being the one that actually beat him. Which after they said that, I can understand that. If been maybe that I'm sorry that they don't have the confidence that Gable would have been the best person to kind of squash Gunther, but it makes Gunther not squash Gunther, but it makes Gunther still look dominant, having lost to Sami
Yeah,
Zayn. The Sami Zayn is the guy that gets beat and comes back. He's very Mick Foley like, you know.
yeah, he is Mick Foley. Like I love that comparison. I remember saying it last year during the Bloodline storyline. He's got that Mick Foley look. He's got I won't say personality, but he's got the same mystique about him that Mick had. But if you watch this match, if you truly pay attention to what's happening in this match, Sami Zayn did not beat Gunther. Gunther beat himself, and he had him beat several times, and he just played with him.
Mm-hmm.
It was essentially more so Drago versus Apollo, where he knows he's got him beat. He's just trying to kill him at this point. But Sammy's got that Rocky, spirit about him. But yeah, it was a great match, and to me, this is where truly WrestleMania started, because they didn't stop after this match. From even night 2, it does not stop. It is truly WrestleMania, starting here all the way to the end. But
I would say too.
Go ahead.
I'm a fan of Sami Zayn. I feel like Sammy has delivered, and I love the entrance. It started with Sammy talking to Gable in the back, and Sammy going through Gorilla, and then stopping to see Kevin, and then like they embrace or whatever, and then it continues. I thought that was really good. I'm glad to see. I'm glad that somebody, even though Sammy was gonna hold on, eventually they'll probably do a Gable's Zane type of thing going on. But I feel like I just realized there's a Rocky reference too, where Apollo was like, you owe me a favor," and that was Rocky 3. You owe me a favor. But yeah.
But yeah, I didn't really mention Gable. Here's what I think. I hate it for him, his character, because he's obviously going to get pushed. People don't need to worry about him. He's going to get pushed.
He gives me Angle vibes, by the way.
He's a modern day Kurt Angle. I think they're going to turn him heel soon. I think he's going to turn on Sammy, and Sammy and him are going to feud, which I think is going to be great. I think he will probably dethrone Sammy in a month or 2. I don't think it's going to be a long title reign, but star power. I think this is what this move was all about. Sami Zayn's a bigger star than Chad Gable, and as much as people want Chad Gable to have dethroned Gunther, he just doesn't have the star power yet to do so, and that's why the decision was made. I understand why people are upset. I get it. Chad, he deserved that moment, no doubt. But you can say the same thing last year. Sheamus deserved his moment too, and he didn't get it. It just Gunther is a main event star without any main event fights. When you really look at it, he's mid card, but he's not. And I think he should take a few months off, come back, and work his way to the Cody. I hope he gets drafted to wherever Cody is. Because the world title is for him to hold that with how it's currently booked. It would just be him holding the IC title again. It's secondary.
Yeah.
He's got to go for the main prize.
Yeah, I agree. I think that what I like about what this match did is you have, like you said, you had Zayn defeat Gunther. Zayn is going to hold the title for a couple of, maybe a few months, and he will drop it to heel Gable. which
Yeah.
I like the idea of a heel Gable. It reminds me of a heel, it will remind me of a TNA angle, which he was a lot more serious, a lot more
Yeah.
violent, and I think that that'd be good for Gable. And a lot, and seem he'll be a lot more legitimate. And then with Gunther, I would love for Gunther to one day pop up and face like him and Cody. They're working a program together. I think it looks good. And I want Gunther to be the one to defeat Cody whenever he does defeat Cody. Or if even if he doesn't take the belt off Cody at the time, he still beats him up to a point where he looks like they have a golden opportunity to make sure that Gunther continues to look dominant. He's the most dominant main eventer they're going to be having here shortly. So
Yeah. I hope he beats Cody. Not to take anything away from Cody. I'm glad he got his moment. I'm glad his story's over, so the Cody crybabies can hush about it. I'm truly happy for Cody though, because he is why I started watching WWE again, and then LA Knight rose up, and then CM Punk comes back, and The Rock comes back. But they got so much going on for him. But I really am happy for Cody. But I really do hope Gunther is the one to dethrone him, because if you look back at over the last 2 years, man, Gunther's been the guy that's been the most dominant. He's been what they perceive Roman Reigns to be, but he's there all the time, and so he deserves his flowers, and I hope he gets it. What do you rate this match?
I give it a five stars, 5 markouts out of 5. I think that it is the match of night one. It is I would say it is one of the best matches of night one.
I would say
the best match of night one.
Pure matches, best match, night one.
Yeah.
But the main event had the best story.
Yeah.
And I was so impressed with The Rock. I give this a 5 out of 5 as well. This is where WrestleMania really started.
Yeah, I agree. Last one of night one. Rock, the Bloodline, which is Rock and Roman Reigns, take on Seth freaking Rollins and the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, in a tag team match where The Rock essentially in his final boss form, which I love this final boss gimmick, or this evolution of The Rock as final boss, because it seems legit. And him and Heel Rock is so engaging. Just Rock, it's just the beauty of The Rock, of Dwayne Johnson, just literally being in the Attitude Era, one of the marquee guys of the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
And to go to Hollywood and become one of the marquee guys in Hollywood. Like you got to pay him money to get him mixed up. And to be able to come back into the business and put on like a hell of a match, man. That's why The Rock is always top tier. He's top 5 in my book.
He impressed me here because what was it, 12 years ago, whatever it was, his matches with Punk, his matches with Cena, they weren't bad matches, but he was not very good. And he wasn't good in a Punk match.
Yeah, he was phoning it in, essentially.
Yeah, he was taking water breaks, rest breaks. You could tell he got winded really quick in those matches. And this one, he went 44 minutes. I know it's a tag team match, but he had to do a lot. Mm-hmm. It's at the same time, and I love that some people said that he was taking a water break, and as you have to go back and watch the Rock matches because obviously people that have never watched would obviously think he's taking a water break, but he's not. That's his gimmick. He spits water in people's faces. He takes a sip of water and he'll spit it at you. And I love that. I love he brought that back. I wish he would have got on the camera. That would have been classic Rock right there. But It was so great to see him in his element and to be able to go 44 minutes when you actually have not had a true wrestling match since what, 2012, 13. I mean, that's incredible. Like I thought, and he's 51 and Austin was what, 57. I thought he was magnificent in this match. I was very impressed. He put on the best sharpshooter I've ever seen him do.
You mentioned it. He did.
I did.
He did.
I was like, man, why couldn't you do this in your prime? You would have made the move look legit.
Yeah, he like literally, like he has been. He must have taken criticism and adjusted it, because he's always had the worst sharpshooter.
Yes.
Just like Cena has had the worst STF. But yeah. Yeah. The Rock. I thought that The Rock did great. I think we knew that the Cody and Steph was gonna lose because it's a better story if they lose night one. And I love that The Rock was the one to actually finish him. He finished combat.
I saw that coming. The Rock was gonna be the one to take out Cody. It made sense because Roman can't do it because he's wrestling the next night, and Seth can't take the loss because he's gonna open up the next night. I mean, it has to be Cody that takes the loss to create doubt in those Cody crybabies that he's gonna get screwed over again. But it was great. I mean, it was a really great match. I was very impressed with Seth Rollins in this match, though. Dude had heart, man. He really had heart, and Cody was kind of the weak link in this match, in my opinion. I don't know. Not that there was a weak link in the match, but of the four, I didn't feel he brought his normal Cody. You know, he seemed off in this match.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe it was just the knowing of the next night that he had.
Yeah.
Maybe it was to take a little bit of a break, because they got to tear it down the next night. But I think that I will say this. I think that Cody did a great job jobbing.
Yeah.
To The Rock, making The Rock look just like a beast, and Roman did a good job of allowing Rock to look like a beast. So I thought that this was the match of the night. This is a 5-star match.
It was, and I loved how Rock sold the spear.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he looked like he was in an absolute pain.
Mm-hmm.
He looked like he broke some ribs. That probably scared Hollywood to death, though.
Yeah. Rock. Yeah, man. So it was from match night one. Oh, we're gonna get to night two now. You ready?
I'm ready.
First match, night two, was it
Seth and Drew?
Seth freaking Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. Drew won the match. We're gonna get Drew won. Congratulations. He kissed his wife, and then all you had to do is leave.
All you had to do.
All you had to do is leave. I told you, all you had to do is leave. You stupid, But no, he. I love how he. You called it. You said that he's gonna. You said that Damian will cash in. Drew, for some reason, Damian will be able to cash in.
The reason I felt that way is because they're going to have CM Punk on ringside and doing commentary. The man's going to do something. He's not there just to call a match. And you know what? He threw some punches. And I'm actually thinking now, is he 100%? Because he was on Raw. He screwed Drew again. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if he's 100% or not, but
I think he's getting back to it. I think he'll be ready by maybe a pay-per-view or two. I would love to see like that, him taking that thing off his arm, it was just like it was like the pop that happened right there. Because it's like, oh man, he's just letting you know that hey, I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
You know,
And he looks like he's having such a good time there.
yeah, that's the difference between AEW and and WWE with Punk. Like this time with Punk and Hunter, with Paul, and what they're doing, I feel like you can tell. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like a lot of people are having fun.
They
Like
are.
they're having
Uh,
fun.
and you saw that a lot in night two. But yeah, he takes off his brace and hits Drew with it and pummels him. And then you hear Damian Priest's music, and Punk just got the biggest smile on his face. It's like, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I feel sorry for Drew though, but I loved it. I
And then
did.
so Damien cashes in and becomes the new whatever championship that is,
World Heavyweight Champion.
world heavyweight. The thing about that with Priest, that's cool. Priest will hold it maybe for a little bit. I feel Priest would probably lose it to. I'm trying to think of who would be good for Priest to lose that belt to. I don't see Priest holding it for too long. I
I
feel like
mean,
Priest is the same way.
you think he's a transitional champion?
Yeah, I mean he'll hold it for a while. Maybe it's going to help him to be a better.
Yeah,
I still feel like he's not as strong as he needs to be.
I like him a lot better now. I think that has a lot to do with R-Truth, though. His
Mm.
interactions with R-Truth, I think R-Truth has helped him grow as a character. Because before, he was just kind of their muscle. You know, he wasn't a leader type member of the Judgment Day.
He has become essentially the leader of the Judgment Day.
Yeah. Well, him and Rhea, they kind of fight over it. But yeah, I kind of see him as a transitional champion, but I also kind of see him, this is your chance to sink or swim.
Mm-hmm.
Are you who we think you are, or are you going to fall? And, you know, and I hope he has a long, you know, championship run. I just, the big
Well,
money is on Punk, though. I mean, I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he's going to stay on Raw. I think Drew will stay on Raw. I think the money's with Punk, and I think Punk's going to get that title shortly after he returns
yeah,
wrestling, as long as he doesn't get hurt in his next match.
yeah, yeah. That's the thing. But I give that match. I give that match based on the match alone. Based on the match alone, I give it maybe 2.5. But based on the cash in, I give it 4.
I'm gonna go. I had fun with the match in general with Drew and Seth. They told a story the night before with Seth's injury, so that took part in this match. I love the story. You know, it did kind of remind me of Drew and Brock though, where they were just hitting each other with their finishers. I
Mm-hmm.
don't particularly like that, but for this match, I felt it worked for the story. You know, Drew caught him off guard as soon as it opened. I'm gonna give it a 3.5. Overall, I like the cash in. I like Punk's involvement. It set the tone for WrestleMania Night 2 for sure.
Yeah, it's a
So
good curtain jerker. Excellent
yeah.
curtain. Next match, the Pride versus Final State. Who?
Oh yeah, the Pride, Bobby Lashley and Angelo Dawkins, Montez Ford with B-Fab defeated the Final Testament, Karrion Kross, Akam, and Rezar with Scarlett and Paul Ellering
Yeah,
with
I
Bubba
don't like.
Ray as the
Yeah.
special guest referee.
Yeah. Now this is
I
what I
thought,
wanted to happen. This is what I wanted to happen.
okay,
I wanted an East. They missed the opportunity to have an ECW reunion because Van Dam was there. He was at the Hall of Fame on that Friday, uh, and Tommy Dreamer was there.
yeah,
Devon was there as well. You had the opportunity to do like a mini ECW reunion in this match. Maybe it would have crowded out these guys and everything, but I think that it would have been really cool to have a mini ECW reunion in Philadelphia. That would have been really dope to have that happen. but it didn't happen. And also, I'm not really big on the Final Testament people. Like, I don't care. They're like great value LOD, but without
You
being
know,
LOD.
I am going to have to disagree with you on this. And I didn't think I would.
Okay.
I thought this match was going to be a throwaway. I thought Lashley's team was just going to squash them. I really did. I didn't think this would be a match at all. They actually surprised me in this match. They were squashing them, and I was like, until they got in Bubba's face. I was actually impressed with Karrion Kross, and I have never been impressed with him. I've always kind of liked the other team. I do agree with you. They are like an LOD ripoff. Just I think that's more because who their manager is, Paul, because he managed LOD in the 80s. But I was really impressed with them. I actually kind of wanted them to win. I don't feel like Bobby and the Street Profits have any chemistry as a team. Street Profits, that's what they're called, right? The Street Profits?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know them. Literally, I know who you're talking about, but I don't know them.
They remind me of a hip-hop version of Crime Time.
Yeah.
But they don't have this.
More athletic than Crime Time was.
Yeah, they're more athletic, but they don't. Their characters need some work. Yeah. They don't have.
They should just bring back Hurt Locker or Hurt Business, whatever it's called.
Yeah, or just let Bobby do his own thing. Yeah. At this
Bobby,
point,
I feel like Bobby needs to be put with people, unfortunately, because they don't know how to use them. Maybe with Paul now really running things, they might can use him better. I don't know, but and I keep calling him Paul versus Triple H because I want to acknowledge that he is the guy that's trying to do this in the Beck era, I guess, of things. But I want to mention also Snoop Dogg doing commentary. I thought that Snoop's very entertaining. Snoop is very entertaining.
Yeah, I like Snoop. He's an entertaining guy. I gotta give him that. If he's on screen, you're gonna be watching. He's entertaining.
He has a great working relationship with WWE. It seems like.
He does. And I even think he did something AEW once, but that didn't last long. I mean, not much does over there, it seems. But I actually had fun watching this match, though. But I think it had all to do with Bubba. When he put those glasses on, I thought Devon was going to show up. I really did. And I do agree. At least they should have got Devon. Give us one more 3D. I mean, through a table. I mean, something like that. It was a missed opportunity. But I don't know if I know why they didn't do anything with Tommy because he's with another company, and I think RVD has a part-time contract with AEW, but they were shown on WWE TV, so
they literally were shown. And matter of fact, like Paul Heyman hugged each and every single one of them.
Yeah,
he came down, and he mentioned them by name. I think he mentioned RVD by name.
Yeah.
He mentioned, I don't know if he mentioned Dreamer. He mentioned Bubba. So,
but you know what was sad about that whole situation? Taz wasn't there.
Yeah, man.
I mean, you can mention other people, but Taz was one of the focal points to ECW when it was really going, and I hate that he couldn't be there because he works for AEW, but like he's their commentary, and JR wasn't there either. It kind of sucks.
So, and then real quick, I know this is the Hall of Fame. Yeah, I'm talking about real quick, but I didn't like. He took a shot at JR. Paul Heyman did. He said he had to teach JR how to do color, or how to call a match, or how to do something.
Like in the WCW days, or
no, in the WWE days. Remember when Lawler left?
Yeah, I remember.
Because I guess his wife got fired or whatever, so he left because and then they scrambled and got Heyman in, and Heyman said back then he had to teach He had to teach Jr. how to do color. Uh, essentially saying that he said I had to teach this Okie how to do something or something. I'm like, man, I'm like, oh, that's brutal. like, like, I like Jr. Man, so I don't really care for folks taking shots at Jr.
Yeah,
but
I don't think JR needed to learn how to do commentary or color commentary. I think he's the best play-by-play man of all time, so he could do a show by himself if he really wanted to back in his day. Uh, I hope Paul was joking in that regard,
but you
but
never know. You
I
never know what happens.
didn't. You never know with Paul. I didn't get to see the actual speech, but I did see where he did mention Brock Lesnar, and I was actually shocked they let him with him. But WWE, but Michael Cole mentioned him on Raw as well. I think he's coming back, but otherwise, I don't think they would have allowed Paul to say anything. And Michael Cole definitely wouldn't be talking about him.
Yeah, yeah.
but
But back to this match. We we already mentioned it, right? Did you already give your? Oh, what's your thoughts on it? What was your number?
I mean, I had fun with it. I thought, like, completely thought this was going to be a forgettable squash. I mean, I wasn't impressed. I wasn't expecting anything to be memorable, but I thought it was a fun little throwback to those type of matches. Not necessarily on a pay-per-view, but like those fun table street fight type of matches that you would see on Raw or SmackDown. I thought it was kind of a throwback to that Attitude Era type of match, and I give it a 3. I mean, I was entertained by it, which I wasn't expecting to be. So
I agree with you. Next one is Let Me Talk to Ya. L.A.
oh
Knight.
yes.
Yeah, and AJ Styles, which I thought was going to be the match of the night. Well, I thought it was going to be one of the still in matches, of the night. But I don't. I'll be honest with you. I don't think I even really paid attention to this match because it
What?
just was. Yeah, I'll be honest with you, man.
Wow.
So night, because remember, I think I asked you who won.
Yeah, I didn't think you were even watching it. I was like, who won? I was like, Knight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't feel like rewinding it back to see it,
Oh, I
but
love this match. I thought it was great myself. So it's gonna get a high score for me. I liked it because it's two guys with two different styles. I thought AJ carried him, but LA held his own too. But AJ's job here was to put over LA Knight, make him an even bigger star, and I thought he did a good job. I know some people have taken criticism, saying WWE's wasting him. Dude, AJ could do nothing, and he's already had his big moments. He's a multiple time world champion. He's always got a pretty decent spot at WrestleMania. So I
yeah,
think he did his job here, and I think he's probably going to be rewarded down the line. He's also winded down his career. He says he's about done. So, I'm glad he did it. I'm glad he worked with LA Knight. I'm glad he put him over. LA Knight needed this badly because with The Rock coming back, his spot kind of diminished after a
yeah.
while. So he really needed this, and I thought he performed well. I thought the crowd was behind him. I mean, I loved it.
Yeah, as far as just speaking of the guys, I've always been an AJ Styles fan. Ever since like back in TNA, like
Yeah.
long time ago, man. He's phenomenal AJ Styles. I thought that he was. He's always been that guy that he's always impressed me. I always considered him the successor to Shawn Michaels in some sense.
I
In
almost
a sense.
can I say something controversial?
Yes.
Coming from a Shawn Michaels fan?
Ziggler. Oh no, wait. Oh.
AJ Styles is a better in-ring performer than Shawn Michaels.
Oh, wow.
He just is. I mean, you watch his matches, especially back in TNA. No one touches that man. No one can touch him. Not even Shawn. I love Shawn. Shawn's, in my opinion, the best in-ring performer in WWE. But when you look at AJ's whole career, that man could do things I've never seen anybody do. That's the truth.
So I didn't really. I agree with your number. I imagine it was that great of a match. I didn't watch it. But,
I mean, I'm not gonna put it like a 5 or anything, but I thought it did its job. I give it a 4 out of 5. Like, it wasn't the best match on the night, but I thought it was pretty good. You know.
I did watch the next match: Logan Paul, Kevin Owens, and Randy Orton for the U.S. title. In which Paul still retains. And you called it. You said that Owens would do the job.
Yep.
Because you can't have Paul beat Orton, but you can still keep the feud with Paul and Orton going.
Yeah. I mean, he may
unless they turn heel, Orton heel again, which they could really do that. But I don't think there's a need for heel Orton right now.
No, I think Orton's having fun. Probably the most fun he's had in his career. You could tell because he rode down the ring with Kevin Owens. I have never seen him do anything like that at WrestleMania. That's out of character for Randy. But yeah, I think Randy could take the loss in a month or two if it's like a big feud with him and Logan. You know, I do kind of see Randy winning the next one, though, becoming U.S. champ. And I think the rubber match, you know, the third match, I could see Logan Paul taking the belt back. But I want to see them have a one-on-one match. I think it'll be amazing. Honestly, I think it's something Logan Paul needs. He needs a caliber of opponent like Randy.
Yeah.
To teach him so many things. He really can. I mean, he's a ring general for a reason. I mean, he is the legend killer. He could, I mean, character-wise, he can teach him so much. Yeah, I hope they have a long feud. I really do.
And I feel like that's where Orton is right now in his career. He's like you said, he's having fun. He's like Grandpa Orton, essentially. He's like the guy that is there to have fun, there to help young talent develop, and there to Orton's gonna be money. When you hear voices, you're gonna always hear your pop.
Yeah, you mentioned him turning heel. I think it's coming. And it depends how long they're going to keep the title on Cody. I think a feud between Orton and Cody's coming at some point. It could be more around closer to Survivor Series, but I feel like that's a money match they got to make. But you got to get the Rock thing out of the way first, though, and Gunther, if he's going to beat all these people.
Speaking of feuds and swerving, with that being said, I think Owens could eventually go back to heel and feud with Sammy again, maybe out of jealousy or something, maybe perhaps. I don't know. I don't know. With Owens, I like Kevin Owens.
I love him.
But I think right now he's been doing the job, which I don't think he minds. But I think that I would love to see him be elevated to doing something else.
And, character-wise, I think he works better as a heel. I like face Owens, but when he's a heel, I think he's a more entertaining performer. But I mean, I enjoyed this match. I thought it was fun.
When Orton RKO'd the I Show Speed guy.
Yeah.
like he barked at him.
I laughed at that moment though, because right before he attacked him, says, "I don't have beef with you." Then he kicks him. It's like he flipped the switch. He went into crazy mode, and I loved it. I mean, I love how he flips the switch. And I didn't used to be a big fan of Randy Orton, to be honest. But I've really enjoyed him since he's come back, because he legit looks like he's having the best time of his life.
It reminds me of Lesnar when Lesnar came back. Lesnar was just smiling all the time. He's just having fun, doing what he, you can tell when people are enjoying what they're doing, and versus, oh, let me go ahead and dial it in. aka AEW. Everything they're doing is just people dialing it in. Um, but they did have a quick little tribute to Bray Wyatt during this match. I guess I didn't realize that. Um, but anyway, yeah, I thought it was a good match. I give it 3.5 out of 5.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. 3.5. I thought it was an entertaining match. It was fun.
All right, the sleeper match of the night: Io Sky and Bailey. It's in my opinion. I like Bailey, but I just I, I hate that I'm not that invested in.
Oh, I'm invested in her. I really marked out for her when she won. I was so
I'm
happy
happy.
for her.
Yeah.
Truly,
So
I
what'd you
was
give it?
happy. Oh, I think the match is a 5 stars. Honestly,
Hmm.
I think it's because of Bailey. Just her
Yeah.
character work in that ring, her psychology in the ring. It just seems like it goes unnoticed a lot of times. But she is one of the better performers that they have, and
Yeah.
I've always been a big fan of her. From the NXT days to main roster, I loved it when she first turned heel. I love that, I thought the hugging gimmick ran its course. She needed something different. And I love her. I mean, I'm a big fan of hers.
Yeah.
And, this new girl, though, I think she's really talented too. She
Io
got
Sky.
yeah, I think she really got to shine. So I understand why they went in that direction. Is to make her, a bigger star and all that, which you got to do. I just thought Asuka would have been the better match, but
Yeah.
this was a really good match. I mean, I take nothing away from either one. It
Yeah.
had good storytelling elements.
Based on Bailey's win, I'm gonna give it a 3. I like
3,
Bailey. Yeah, 3.
just a 3,
Uh,
just a 3.
yeah, because
No hugs
Bailey,
for you.
I love Bailey. I do love Bailey, and as far as Bailey, I like to see her maybe work a program. I hope she holds on to the title for a while and give it some prestige. And I want to see her work a program with someone that is like I would like to see. Maybe is Shayna still in the business?
Shayna
Maybe.
Baszler?
Yeah,
I don't know. I
yeah.
don't know if she got released or not. Like I hadn't really seen her, which I don't have access to watch Raw or SmackDown, but I haven't seen her since the Royal Rumble, maybe.
Yeah, with Ronda Rousey stuff. I don't know, but
Ronda, I
yeah,
can tell you, is no longer in the business.
yeah. I don't care about Ronda. Anyway,
She's the new
I
Ryback.
like Bailey. I like Bailey, and I can't wait to see what she does. Oh, we're
We're
there.
there.
Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Universal Title. Um, man, so this was Bloodline rules because of the stipulation from the night before. So which means no DQs, no disqualifications.
Yeah, anything goes.
And this was a fun match.
It
Uh,
was.
Elephant in the room. I wanted the glass to shatter and
Yeah.
also come out, but I was okay with the gong and Taker. I was okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, it worked because it was the Attitude Era still. I mean, Taker and Rock had many moments back in the day, so it still worked, but everybody knows in that moment who it should have been. I mean, you could be fine with Undertaker. I'm fine with it. I think it still worked. It still got its message, but it should have been Stone Cold. And they tried to get him, and he refused. And
Why did Austin refuse? What do you think?
here's what he said. I want to spend time with my family. But really, what happened? They didn't offer me enough money. He's essentially Hulk Hogan when Hogan had power, had stroke.
Mm-hmm.
You know me, I'm a big Hulk Hogan fan, but I can call Hogan. Hogan did things his way. He was about himself, right?
Mm-hmm.
He took care of Hogan first for anyone else. So he wasn't necessarily about the business. He was about himself. And I love him. I love the dude. But truth is truth. And I think Stone Cold's got the same mentality.
That's the difference between The Rock and Taker in
Yeah,
the sense of it. Taker is loyal to a fault. He
yeah,
has
he's the most
he
loyal guy.
even retired in retirement. He will like man just say the word and I'm there type of guy. And Rock and that's why I got left for Rock because and Cena I'm going to mention them too because they were able to put careers on hold and show back up to help
Yeah,
the brand, to help the business, and it the you can't argue that had it not been for Rock being a part of this WrestleMania wouldn't have been as exciting as it
it
was.
wouldn't have been. You're
Yeah,
right, 100%. He got people talking about wrestling again, like they used to talk about it. That's all due to The Rock. I mean, you can't argue it with anyone else. You can say, "Oh, LA Knight got hot." He did, no doubt, he got hot, but he didn't get this hot.
yeah,
He didn't get old people like us, where we grew up on the Attitude Era. He didn't get that audience the return The Rock did, and it is the truth. It's you can say what you want, and you can say Rock don't love the business. He's all about himself. He's about Hollywood. He worked a full time schedule from when he came back. He hasn't done that since he was an active member of the roster. I mean, he loves this business. It's clear to see.
and
Um,
plus him being having uh stake in TKO.
yeah,
He literally invested
yes, he
in
is.
this product to make sure that it turns out the way it turns out. You know.
Yeah. But I have to say this though about the match. I love Roman Reigns in this match. He's
Mhm.
he made me
He,
laugh so many
he,
times.
he did that on fire, didn't he? And
Yeah, he did. You know what? I was pro Cody in this match, but at the same time, I did not want to see Roman's legendary streak end. It's
yeah,
crazy because I couldn't wait for this thing to be over. But it's kind of like you don't appreciate what you got until it's gone.
yeah, yeah. Man, there was so many emotions. Like from the time that first you had Jimmy come into the match, and of course the super kick or whatever, and disrupt the match, disrupt Cody. Uh, and then Jay came in. Then there's a spear off of it kind of salvaged whatever they had the night before.
Yeah,
Uh, and then later you had Solo come in, and then that's when you get the Cena's Cena's music hit. Cena
hmm
comes in. Oh man, I popped for Cena. I was like, yes. I'm at that point with John Cena where now when he first was in the business back in the day in the 2000s or whatever when he was doing it. To be honest, they're trying to force him down our throat, and I didn't
yeah,
like it. I did like him as a Thugonomics Cena. I thought it was a great character, and then but then when they try to make him the Hogan, make him the guy,
yeah,
I was like, I don't really like that. But now I'm at this point where and I think you can tell when John comes in, he's just there to have fun. And,
yeah. I do have one quick question about him
yeah,
though. I've noticed this the last few times he's been in the ring, but he's starting to look slow,
yeah. He's
old.
bald too. He's also balding.
Yeah, he's a lot wider too now. But do you think he's looking old in the ring?
Yeah,
I don't think he looks
yeah.
old outside the ring. I just when he's in the ring, he looks like an old man.
I think he, like, compared to Rock, I'm going to be honest with you, and he's younger than The Rock, but Rock looked great.
He
Cena did.
did, he did.
Rock looked like in peak physical health, man. And Cena, Cena just, it was a great moment seeing them, you
Yeah,
know, doing their thing. But it just, but I felt literally, I was like, oh, well, it doesn't really matter because Rock's about to bury you. That's what I thought. That's what I was thinking. I was like, because it wasn't Cena the way we are used to Cena.
but
But
we
yeah,
haven't
no,
seen old Cena in quite some
yeah,
time.
yeah, this is fun. Uncle Cena that comes in and has a little fun, gives the
Yeah.
kid candy and sugar, and then leaves. But yeah, he. I agree with you. I think that he doesn't because he hasn't been a part of it. So you know, um, but man, but yeah, Cena came out, and then like Brock came out, final boss, and he buried him, and
Yeah.
then and then we had the Shield. Did you think Dean Ambrose was coming?
Nope. Here's the reason why I didn't. Just everything he said in the past. He said he would never work for him again, and I think that's going to change
I think
eventually.
people should never say never. Never. They should
But
learn.
no, I thought it was going to be Seth. I was just wondering where he was at because it was a flash. As soon as he got in the ring, he got knocked down.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
He got.
it was like a
Mhm.
callback to what 2012,
Uh-huh.
2013. But yeah, I love seeing Seth in the gear again. It was fond memories. I mean, I do wish Dean Ambrose, John Moxley, whatever you want to call him, would have been called for this. It would have been a big moment, but it really wouldn't have made sense because he never turned on Roman. He
Yeah.
was
I
loyal.
think
So
I think that it was a great moment where, especially after this, so of course, um, Rock is about to. He said, "Mama Cody, Mama Rhodes, I'm about to whoop your son, or whatever, you know."
yeah,
And then you hear the gong, and then like the look on his face, and then the lights go off, and then lights come back up, and Taker's in behind him, and Taker, choke slams him, which it was great. And then like the lights go off, and then they're both, you know, probably like went under the ring. I guess I imagine
yeah,
had out the rest of the match until Rock can just let her leave. But I think that moment when Roman decides to pay to give Seth the receipt of the
mhm,
chair shot, I thought it was great. I saw it and I'm like, oh, this is the shit. This is the Shield breakup, and I loved it.
yeah. It was, in all honesty, it was great storytelling because Seth said, "I will be your shield," and he was. He was your shield, and he gave you the opportunity to finish Roman because he knew Roman was going to take him out. He knew Roman would couldn't get over it. He never got over that moment. He knew what he was doing, and it was just great storytelling for the last
And
what 2 months,
yeah,
all this or month and a half, whatever it's been.
yeah. And then to go back, like you said, great storytelling. Honestly, from like 2012, like from whenever the
Yeah,
Shield was a thing, just
yeah,
like really, just like a long storytelling. Essentially.
yeah. It was long storytelling, and of course, gets laid out eventually, but and I was thinking, man, he's going to kick out, but he doesn't,
The
and
three, that three was like I was like my face, even though my face was like shocked, even though I
yeah,
knew that Roman was going to do the job. I felt Roman was going to do the job. I was shocked, and then like the moment afterwards where like the celebration in the ring reminded me of when Brett won, and then all the faces came down and hoisted him up on the shoulders.
yeah.
I think that Brett beat Sean. Maybe it's what it was, right?
No, it was
Um,
Yoko, WrestleMania 10.
Yoko. Okay.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
it reminded me of two Bret Hart moments. Honestly, that moment you're talking about, but also when he lost the title at WrestleMania 12 and he kind of looks back because Roman kind of looked back
Hmm.
at the scene and you just the heartbreak that it's over. It's really over. I kind of feel in that moment he turned face.
Yeah. Uh, and I want to say also, people have been criticizing her, and I'm going to go ahead and say they should stop. I think I like Samantha Irvine. I don't know how you say her last name. Irvin, maybe. Um, I think that she is doing a phenomenal job as ring announcer, and she's making people. She's kind of personalizing their names, and it makes sense. I love how she does it.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm okay with her showing emotion because it just shows that she was invested in the
Yeah.
story as a
People
fan. not only a worker there, but a fan. And just that invested in that. And I felt all that little, all her way of announcing the winner. I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have a problem with her announcing or her crying while announcing Cody as the winner. I don't have a problem with all the people that joined the ring afterward because that's something Vince lost touch in. He used to have that mindset, and I don't know what happened to him. Uh, a lot happened to that man, but yeah, I'm glad that Triple H allowed this to happen. I'm glad Triple H allowed Bruce Pritchard to come out. I'm glad he came out because it felt like a shoot celebration. It
Yeah,
didn't
it just
feel.
it felt like let's go ahead and let kayfabe decide and be real.
Yeah, it felt legit. Like I felt like Cody was in the ring with his best friends, and I think he has a lot of respect for Cena. I know him and Punk are friends. Him and Orton are really close. I think everybody out there.
And him hugging Michael Cole and said use it from the beginning. Like it
Yeah.
really, he literally has been there throughout Cody's whole career in WWE from the very
The
start.
the only thing I was sad about, and I told you this before, I wish Dustin Rhodes could have shared this moment with his
Yeah,
brother.
he was there. He was in the
Yeah,
box, but he wasn't allowed to come down. Which I wish he would have been able to. Even they got what's name's kid that Luke
Luke
what's his name?
Harper.
Luke Harper. His kid was there.
Yeah,
And so
he was in the ring too, wasn't he?
he is in the ring. He's
Yeah,
literally in the ring with Cody. Which I love that. And he's an actual AED athlete, if you will, really want to throw that out there. But yeah, man, I just thought it was a great moment, and I loved how people they might even have programs going later against each other, and some people that you didn't think would be together. Somebody said it's literally the Avengers assembling in the ring. It just felt like that.
it was very cinematic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. It got me so hyped for what's coming in the future. The storytelling they're going to tell, all the stories they're going to be telling. I mean, I really feel good about the direction that WWE is going in, and for the first time, man, I don't know when. Like overall picture, I just don't feel they can do wrong, and I haven't felt that way about WWE. And man, truly, probably the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
Truthfully,
I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it five markets out of five. I thought that
the
it
whole
was
show.
great. Yeah, the whole that match, but then the whole show. I think ultimately the whole
Yeah, 5 out
show
of 5 for the
is
match as well.
I think it's one of the better WrestleManias that we've had in years.
Yeah, I
And it
agree.
got me hyped to see where they go with this new era, this pro wrestling era, this era of like let's be what we're supposed to be, which is professional wrestling, not just entertainment. So,
Yeah. I'm going to give the whole show a 4.5.
mm,
I can't quite give it a 5 for some of the bad matches that did take place on night 1, but night 2 knocked it out of the park. It was like a rocket was launched and it just never came down. It never landed. And I loved it. It went up all the way to space. But I loved it. I loved what Triple H, Paul Levesque has done over the last few months. I'm a believer. I'm more of a believer than I was when he was running NXT. He's hitting on all cylinders, and I
yeah.
love it. I really do.
And I like that. And I'm gonna say also, I like that Stephanie is there still with them, and
Yeah,
she's like they're ushering in this new era. Uh, I've always liked Paul. I liked him as Triple H. I liked him as Hunter Hearst Helmsley actually back in the day. I thought he was snooty and stuck up. I loved it. I loved DX, and he is literally a student of the business. He's a student of wrestling, man, and
yeah, he is. He is.
you can
I
tell when
agree.
he gets in on stuff like he single handedly made NXT what it is, and now Sean is continuing it.
Hmm.
But Hunter is being overall creative, and it's great.
But here's what I mean. It was great to see Stephanie, but I would love for her and Shane to have a moment, because
Shane ain't back yet, right?
no, he's not back. But I would love if he does come back, and they I know the last name McMahon's got a stench on it and everything, but I think everybody's always loved Shane.
Yep.
I mean, he always seemed like the best one of them all. I love Shane though. I love Shane as a character. I love. He seems like he's a genuine person. So,
I know. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's things that came out why he left was because of what Vince was doing. Mm-hmm. Vince tried to get him to join him, and he wouldn't do it. And but I hope he returns to his home because this is where he belongs. He belongs. Yeah. Stephanie belongs there. He belongs there.
Yeah. I think that honestly, I think that I'm glad that also, and then we'll go ahead and cut it off. But I'm glad that Paul, Triple H, is starting to go by Paul a bit, like starting to really bring in who he is, and not as a character, but just being the dude, the guy that's running the ship. Yeah. And so I'm glad that he's doing that, man, and I can't wait to see, I can't wait to see where they go with this. All right, Brandon, what do we ask people to do?
If you like this episode and you want to see more, click that like, click that share, subscribe, and comment on the Mark Out Movie Podcast channel or on YouTube.
What do we have next week?
I don't know. It's your turn. This technically was mine.
Okay. Yep. So I'll think of something. And
I mean, I can think of something if you want me to.
I got you. All right. Well, in the meantime, name's Twin Time, Aaron Whitlow.
I'm Brandon Spivey, and we are the Mark Out Movie. Oh, I was supposed to let you do it. I'm so sorry. I did it earlier, Go ahead.
We are the Mark Out Movie Podcast, and we thank you for marking out with us here on the Mark Out Movie Podcast. Have a good weekend and be safe. Let me talk to you.
Yeah.